Hi, everybody, and welcome to this week's edition of the New Jersey Titans Coaches Corner. I'm your host, Tom Willms, and again, thanks so much for joining us. And we also have Craig Doremus, the head coach and GM of the Titans. Thanks for joining me.
Thanks for having me, Tom.
Well, after a tough showcase, a few personnel changes, a two-game sweep on the road against Jamestown. Congratulations, a great job on the weekend.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, good effort by the boys. Good way to respond. And again, I thought we had an honest work week going into Jamestown. Good preparation and tough building to play in. They're a good team, well coached, and I thought our response to it was really good. And battling through some different situations throughout the weekend, finding different ways to win. So happy with the effort.
We'll start with game one last Friday, a 4-2 win. Tommy Bannister led the way with a couple of goals and an assist. Stephen Willie, a goal and an assist as well. Two veterans of this team really stepping up. So do those performances kind of help try to convey to the first year guys that this is the Titans' way to play?
Yeah, I think so. Absolutely. Like you said, those are two guys who have been here. They've learned, they went through that growth process, learning how to play in the league and what it takes to be successful on a shift-to-shift basis. Tommy's gone off to a really good start here. I'm happy for him. When he gets us started in the game there early with a power play goal early to get us going. I think anytime you could play with the lead, obviously you feel a little bit better about yourself. And I think when you're behind, you're chasing the game a bit. So that takes a lot of energy and effort as well. So important start for us there moving forward. And I thought the guys fed off both of their energy really well. And both guys have been really special and important to us early in the season.
One stat was a little surprising in that first game was being outshot 11-3 in the third. Was that a case of maybe trying to protect the lead a little bit too much, just sitting back?
I think more so it's a credit to Jamestown and their pushback. I thought they came out really hungry. I thought their game got better as it went on. And I think for us, it's a product of we have to learn how to stay out of the box as well. I think we've been a little bit undisciplined in our penalties. And sometimes, despite a good penalty kill, the momentum and as they would say in hockey, the ice tilts a little bit, right? You start playing tentative. You're worrying about just defending rather than attacking. I think it's a byproduct of all those factors going into it. And I think for us, it is learning how to win and learning how to handle those surges that you're going to get from teams there. So I thought we did a good job in the defensive zone there late, protecting it and winning wall battles and winning lines. Obviously, get the empty netter there basically at the buzzer. But I think it was important for us to learn how to win a game in those conditions and learn how to deal with it when teams are really leaning and pressing for a tying goal.
Well, goaltender Andrew Takis, he made 19 saves for the win, his first in a Titans sweater. How do you feel he's acclimated himself to the team?
Andrews came in and be a really solid addition to the team here on and off the ice. I think he's fit in well in the dressing room with the guys and on the ice. Obviously, his performance in week one was really good and strong. He gives you a veteran presence down there. He's a guy who doesn't get too caught up in terms of the atmosphere. He's an emotional player, no doubt, but he doesn't get overwhelmed. He's very patient. He looks calm in the net. He's a steadying presence back there, both in terms of managing and saving pucks and as well as moving pucks in terms of the breakout and what he offers there as a complementary piece on the breakout. So I think he's fitting really well in the team and he was kind of what the doctor ordered there, especially last weekend.
Saturday night was a little bit of a different story. You found yourself down 3-0 early in the second. How would you assess the team's performance, up to that point?
I didn't think we were terrible, to be honest. I thought the first goal by them was a blown coverage early in the game. Really nice tip in the slot area there by their player. Good job by their guy finding it, tipping it, finished the play. Bad job by us managing the puck coming out of our own end. Should have been out of the zone. Their second goal was a quote unquote fluke. It goes off the back glass, hits our goalie in the back and ends up in the back of the net. So you're probably second guessing yourself at that point and wondering, if or when we could do this. Thought our game settled in quite a bit after that. Didn't think it was poorly. They're able to capitalize the power play again in the second period. And, for us, we didn't think we were playing terrible. Definitely weren't playing great. So obviously, with the game still within reach in terms of what we thought, we made a goaltending change to shift the momentum. I don't think a lot of that falls on Benny. Probably one he definitely wants to have back. The other two are, I would say, quote unquote, not his fault. But nevertheless, we make the change and again, the momentum and the feel of the team changed immediately. We started possessing pucks. We started on the attack. And I thought our game really settled down nicely.
It certainly did. It didn't take long to respond after the goaltender changed. 3 minutes after giving up that third goal, you get on the board, Brendan Dumas with the power play goal. That had to be a big confidence boost heading into the rest of the game, knowing, okay, we've made that momentum change. Now we're right back in it.
Yeah, correct. And I think that, when you're playing well as a team, the age of the men that we coach, they feed off emotion and momentum. right? And even if they're playing well, if they're not getting rewarded in terms of finding the back of the net, sometimes they get disillusioned and they lose that focus and drive. So I think conversely, though, when they're doing things the right way and playing the right way, if they could be rewarded for it, now you build that positive momentum. I think that's what it was for us there. We were playing well, then you find the back of the net. Now you start believing and trusting a little bit more and feeling a little bit bigger about your game. And I thought that's what happened there. And then obviously just momentum carried us forward.
Early in the third, Tommy Bannister scores unassisted, and midway through, Brendan Avazoff ties the game with his sixth of the season. Speaking of Avazoff, proof that the ladder of success, whether it be from Titans level to Titans level or NA3 to the NAHL, is a real thing. How do you think he's responded after the promotion from the NA3?
Well, it's funny, that word you use, promotion, I phrased it, and I've talked to quite so many people about the success story that he's had early here. I think Brandon Avazoff is a kid who worked to earn an opportunity with his performance last year to get to camp. Then he goes to main camp, works and earns an opportunity to come to training camp, works and earns an opportunity to play a role. And now is taking advantage of the opportunity he created for himself. He wasn't given anything. He's earned everything he's gotten. And I think for Brandon, obviously he's a skill player. He knows how to score. He's known how to score since he's been in minor hockey. That's everywhere he goes. I think what I would say here is, and I've known Brandon for quite some time being from Long Island. He's worked hard to improve his overall game and his 200-foot game. There's still elements of the game that he has to work on if he wants to continue success and grow in the success. But nevertheless, he's addressed the shortcomings of his game. He's worked hard at it and obviously improved that part of it. And now he's able to complement his playmaking and scoring ability with a 200-foot game. And I couldn't be more happy or proud of the kid. I root for underdogs a lot. And I think Brandon is that. He's a kid who believed and trusted in the process, played tier 3 in the North American 3, and is being rewarded now for having a great year there and working hard there. And I think a lot of credit should go to the NA3 staff and the work they put in with him, and Brandon himself, the work and the drive that he put into it, and not settling. He wasn't content with the success he was having there. He wanted to play in the North American League. He wanted to play for our Titan organization at that level, and he worked hard. And obviously now the proof is in the pudding, and I hope he continues to fuel off this.
Although it took going to a shootout, you earned all 4 points on the weekend. Last year, especially in the early going, there were a good number of points left on the table due to shootout losses. But on Saturday, no mistakes were made. You scored 2, you saved 2. How big of a confidence builder in the new season is winning that shootout going forward?
Very important. I think you put it perfectly. Like, points matter regardless of when they are in the season. You have to stack those points and put them in your back pocket, because at the end of the year, ultimately it can mean the difference between making or not making the playoffs, or it can mean the difference in home ice advantage or a matchup. I think they're all important. I think, the easy way out when you're not playing well is to say it's only September, it's only October. However, you want to continue to surge and build and stack wins and stack points and get them in your back pocket. It creates confidence in yourself, and it creates a little bit of pressure on your opponents, whether it's real time in that game or day or in the future. You want to put pressure on those other teams to keep up with you in the standings. So for us, it's important. And so we definitely, we don't want to have that hole to dig out of. And a week ago, like, we were there, right? We were right in it, 2-4. And I also don't want to make it seem like we've solved all the problems in the world here, because we're 4-4 now. We got to continue to get better here. We got to continue to climb in the standings and get those points whenever possible, however possible, whether it's regulation, overtime, shootouts. We have to make sure we're getting 2 points in our back pocket every day to get to where we want to be.
So 8 points out of 8 games to start off the season. Again, all games either on the road or at the neutral site out in Minnesota. Looking to this weekend, a bit of a rarity. You're just playing 1 game, but it is the home opener against the Maryland Black Bears. On opening weekend, you went down there and got a split. After a tight season series last year, I'm sure you know, and the fans know at this point, it's always wise to expect a really tight matchup against those Black Bears. Yeah,
I think 2 good hockey teams that are well prepared at all times. We've gone toe-to-toe with each other since their inception into the division, and they do a good job. And they have a good hockey team this year. There's no 2 ways about it. Obviously we've gotten to see them in person this year, and we watched them a bit since then as well. And you know what you're getting with Clinton and his staff as well. You have to do your homework and make sure that your pre-scout's ready. And we've had a really good week of preparation again here. But we have to make sure we're ready to go come Friday night, as do they. And have to take advantage of the home ice, like you mentioned. You could quickly talk about the points in the road, which I'm proud of, right? Good job. They only matter if you start winning at home. If you start giving up the points at home, that all goes by the wayside quickly. So we enjoy playing in Middletown. I think we have a great building, and obviously I've always spoke passionately about our fan base, albeit small, has been so supportive and so enthusiastic about what we're doing here. And I know I'm excited. I'm sure the boys are excited to get in front of the crowd on Friday night.
Last time he played at home was game 4 of the East Division semis, and again, in front of a raucous crowd, and that crowd wasn't all that small. It was pretty well packed. Does that memory kind of get your juices flowing, and you could try to convey that to the players? Like, hey, yeah, everyone's been against us for the last few weeks, but right now we've got our guys and our fans right behind us.
Yeah, it's something with this age group you got to be careful of, because you don't want to give them, you don't want to shift the focus from what's going on between the glass. And I think at times that becomes a problem. And we talk all the time here about, like, what is the purpose of what we're doing in terms of the player development side. And I think what I'm getting at there is, when you get to college, you're going to have to learn to play in front of buildings that are raucous and behind you. And you're going to have to learn how to play in front of buildings that are raucous and against you. To do that, you probably have to drown out that stuff to the best of your ability, and learn to play within the context of it, control your emotions, worry about what you're trying to do tactically, shift to shift. So I don't want to make an overemphasis. I'm hoping it happens organically. It's another phrase we joke about here in the office all the time. But if we play well, the crowd will be a great factor, because they'll support us and we'll feed off their energy. It's not their responsibility to give us energy or give us a passion or give us a purpose. We have to provide the entertainment that they're paying to come see. And if we do that, then they'll give us energy, and it'll work hand in hand, and we can feed off each other. But we definitely have more responsibility than any of the paying customers coming to watch us play hockey. So hopefully we can put on a good show for them and play the Titan way and do the right thing and walk away with 2 points. But we have to be ready to go for 60 minutes to do that.
Now, again, we mentioned that it's just the one game on the weekend. Is the preparation a little bit different, knowing you only have 60 minutes to play instead of 2 games or maybe even 3 games in a weekend?
No, for us, it's been a typical work week in terms of that. And I think the best way to put that is we just manage it game to game. We don't look at it ever as a 120-minute weekend. It's a 60-minute game, play that game, and then shift the focus. We're fortunate enough in the way our league schedule checks up, where you don't have to do a different pre-scout for a Friday, Saturday opponent, normally, typically. However, it's always just about the next game. Just worry about that game, and then we'll move forward. So even on a typical weekend, we'd just be addressing Friday night right now, and then we would make the adjustments and improvements to our game on Saturday morning that we need for Saturday night. So for us, it's been great in terms of that. We haven't had to change too much in terms of that. Just preparation, be ready to go on Friday night. And then the only difference is we'll be off this Saturday rather than getting ready for another game.
Well, so it's the home opener Friday night against the Maryland Black Bears. Face-off will be at 7:30. Make sure you head to njtitansnahl.com. We'll have information on season tickets and single game tickets rather. And if you can't make it to the game, we'll have you covered on Hockey TV. We'll start the pregame show at about 7:20. Titans head coach Craig Doremus, again, thanks so much for joining us, and best of luck on Friday.
Thanks, appreciate it. Looking forward to seeing everyone Friday night in Middletown.
Well, fans, there goes this week's edition of the New Jersey Titans Coaches Corner. My name is Tom Willms, and we'll see you real soon.